Hello and welcome to vlog number 3. In this vlog, I'm actually going to go back a step and talk to you about my kind of objectives for this channel, why I am vlogging after all, and take you through and just show you some of the kit I've got, just so it gives you a bit of an idea going forward of the kit I'm using, why I'm vlogging, and the kind of stuff I hope to cover going forward. Now, I've got two main objectives for vlogging. The first is to really just document my journey as a beginner or amateur photographer. I hope that it will resonate with people that are probably at a similar stage to where I'm at, or maybe are just sort of a little bit before and just about to take the leap and the step into taking photography. So I plan to document the journey in terms of like where I'm going, what I'm doing, what I'm learning, mistakes I'm making, all of those sorts of things along the way. So that'll be kind of like an initial idea of the type of content that I'll be covering. The second reason I'm vlogging is because I want to learn how to vlog. It's simple as that. I want to learn what it takes to create stories, to tell stories through video, the process of thinking up an idea for a video, constructing it, putting it together, delivering it in a YouTube video, and then also being able to sort of grow this channel over time. I feel like that's a string I'd like to add to my digital marketing bow, as it were. So those are the kind of two key reasons why I've started this vlog at all. Now, the reason I've started getting into photography is, I guess, a bit of, not a strange one. So my dad passed away in September 2017, so just over a year ago for this video. And he loved photography, and he used to talk to me about, he bought this camera, he bought this DSLR, he bought some lenses and other bits and pieces that I'll show you. And he used to talk to me about it, and I was really fascinated in it. I've always liked photography, but more just taking it on my mobile phone. When he passed away, I knew he had obviously this camera, and I thought, oh, one of the things I'd really like to do is to continue to take photographs using this camera, because his illness, he had prostate cancer. His illness, especially over the last couple of years, really stopped him from going out and taking any photos. And he used to love just walking out in the village where he lived and where I grew up, just taking photos. He used to take photos of nature and birds and flowers, and he used to love taking photos of family events and that sort of stuff. So I really didn't want the camera to stop being used, so I picked it up, started having a play around with it about a year ago, just doing some photography in the back garden, but all on auto. And it wasn't until maybe September, October last year, so the back end of 2018, where I started using it, and I made a commitment that I was going to put it in manual mode and learn how to use it. And I think from that point, about 4 months ago, I've kind of flirted with different types of photography, and I've really found an interest, and a real interest and excitement in both landscape photography and astrophotography. So that's what you're going to see in this vlog, and that's what you're going to see if you go to my Instagram channel or my Twitter account, or wherever else I decide to place my photos. So, gear, what have I got? So, first and foremost, I have this. This is a Nikon D3100. Sorry, I'm moving it about that. I think it's probably 5 or 6 years old, and you know, it's a good starter DSLR. It's got more features than I know what to do with. Like I said, I put it in manual mode, as you can see just there. Can we get it in focus? No. Oh, there we go. See, proof that it's in manual mode. And what I really like about this is it just feels so nice in your hand. Once you get used to it and you know where aperture is and where the shutter settings are and what all the settings are, it's actually really nice to use. So I've been using this a lot. And Dad actually had 3 different lenses. So the one that was on it was it's an 18 to 55. It's a Nikon lens, and I've learnt a bit about this lens actually, because what was interesting was, at first I was playing around with this. This is a 50mm lens, and I think probably a lot of people who start photography, self included, like this because it gives you like the bokeh, like the blurred effect, and you suddenly get hold of this, set the aperture low, and you're like, ooh, I've got plants in focus and a blurred background and blah blah blah. But actually my understanding of lenses has evolved, and I don't use this very much. So I tend to use this 18 to 55mm lens, and at first I thought this was like a zoom. What I didn't realise was actually it's not so much zoom, it's setting the area of what you can see, and that's something I've really learned over the first few months of my photography journey. So at the moment, especially for, well, I guess for landscape and astro, I'm using this lens most of the time. One lens, however, that I discovered Dad had and I didn't realise was this beast. Now this is a Sigma DG 70 to 300mm lens, and what that means is, see that? Zoom. It's got a really good zoom on it. So any photos you see me taking of the moon were taken with this. I took some pictures of sunset this morning, sunrise this morning I should say, and I was using this, on the 18mm setting, and then I thought, oh hold on, I could probably zoom in really well on the sun with this, and I got some really decent shots with 300mm. So this I'm using quite a bit, especially for moon shots. I've recently acquired an intervalometer. This has been useful for taking star trails. So with this DSLR, which I just need to put the lens back onto, it's you need an intervalometer to create a time-lapse sort of effect. So it basically says, it can basically take, say, 100 shots of 30-second exposures every, you know, with a 2-second gap in between, and that's what the intervalometer does. So that was the kit that Dad gave me, as well as this tripod, which is a Valbon DF50, for anyone that's interested. I think having a tripod is essential for photography. I wouldn't be without it, even as a beginner. And then the final other piece that I've just added is this. Now, if you've just started watching a couple of my vlogs, especially my most recent astro vlog, you'll notice that I was holding a torch at my chin, a bit like a horror movie, and it looks really bad. So I've just bought this, which is a super bright light, and I'm hoping that that will mean when I go out and do some astrophotography that I'm not just like this scary man, or not like that I'm scary, you know what I mean, but you know, it's like the horror movie type thing, but I'm well lit, and I think that's important and going to be important to the quality of my vlogs. So that's the kit, apart from this that I'm taking the vlog on, which is a Canon G7X. I bought it for vlogging. It's a great camera. It's also got some really decent star nighttime photography settings on it that I'm playing around with, such as time lapses, etc. So I need to explore this a bit more, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to take a photo of it so you can see. There you go. You can even see that my camera is currently on some puzzles that we had out over Christmas. So that's the gear that I've got. So now you'll know what I'm using when I'm taking my photos, and I'll list all of the details of those in the description below. I don't think you can buy this anymore. I think it's been superseded by many newer, better models, I'm sure. So that's equipment, and like I said, what you're going to see from me is you're going to see vlog footage of me going out and taking photos. I'm really inspired by people like Thomas Heaton and Nigel Danson. Now they are years and years ahead of where I am right now, but the way they put their videos together I really love, and I find them quite inspiring. So what I want to do in this vlog is start to learn how to tell you a better story of the time I go out to take photos, and I hope that you'll see as I do video after video that each one gets a bit better in its production quality and its ability to tell a story. I can't guarantee that the photos will get any better because, you know, photography, I'm learning, but it is difficult. it's difficult to necessarily know what the right settings are at the right point in time, which is something I'm just learning along the way. But I'll come back to that. I think that's enough. You know, you understand why I'm vlogging now. You understand what you'll get from future videos. You can see what equipment I've got in my trusty bag, and I think that will do. So, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and until next time, bye-bye.